Hey everybody, welcome back to the studio. Welcome back to my channel. So, you're a photographer. Maybe you're getting up there in age, like me. Maybe you have a health condition, like me, or an injury. Or maybe you have something else that's causing you to have issues getting out to take some pictures. What can you do to be able to continue to take pictures so that you can enjoy photography as you get older or as you deal with health or whatever things? Well, here's a few suggestions that I give out to my students and I use myself, so I thought I'd pass along to you. First thing is, go through your camera bag, get rid of all the junk that you're carrying that you really don't need. I don't know how many times when I'm teaching students that they'll open up a camera bag, and it can be a small camera bag or it can be a large one, but it's stuffed with stuff that has no purpose of being in a camera bag. Or if it had a purpose, it doesn't have a purpose any longer. For instance, shooting with this one person. They open up their camera bag and they pull out some filters and they're going through all these filters. I said, do you even have lenses that these filters fit? Oh, I don't know. Well, they were carrying a half a dozen, maybe a dozen filters. They were carrying a whole bunch of other accessories that didn't even fit their modern cameras. They were carrying a flash, and we were out shooting long distance without flash on big telephoto lenses. They had stuff in there that had no purpose of being in there. Other photographers I see carrying around a ton of AA batteries or AAA batteries for their flashes or for their accessories, and they're not using them. People just carry around a lot of stuff. So first, go through your camera bags and eliminate a lot of the junk that you don't need. Number two, still with the camera bags. Go through your camera bags and only take the lenses and the stuff that you're going to use at that time for that shoot. Now, if you have multiple camera bags, I strongly suggest you do this. If you want to go out and go for a hike or go for a small walk or do whatever out of your vehicle, take your camera gear with you, but get a nice little backpack where you can pack a camera and a lens or maybe two lenses, and that's it. And leave all the other stuff that you may want to use that day in your vehicle. And go out with this lighter backpack or even a case if you want to use a case, because some people I know can't wear backpacks. And go out shooting like that. Get rid of all the extra stuff that you really don't need. Carry the least amount of stuff. Okay, the next thing that you can do is only go out with the camera itself. Don't even carry a bag. Again, it may be easier for you to just carry the camera. Yes, it's going to eliminate some of the stuff that you can do. Yes, you may have to come back to the vehicle, but it's easier on your back. It's easier on your lungs if you have lung problems. It's easier on everything if you're just carrying the camera. All right, next thing. When you go out, stop the rushing around. Stop the pushing yourself. Stop the Olympic marathon to try to take pictures. It's not a race. It's not something that you have to go out and just rush around for. Take your time, go slow, and enjoy. And don't push yourself so that you're wearing yourself out. Likewise, don't go out for 8, 10, 12, 14 hours on a Saturday and then come back and have to recover for a week and a half because you've totally exhausted yourself. If you have health issues, if you have other things that you're dealing with, just go out for a little time. Take your time. Take a lunch with you. Take a break. Sit down. Have a lunch. Don't keep trying to hike and walk and just take your time. Slow down. Next thing that you can do is, instead of going for these long walks or long hikes or all this other stuff, is start shooting more from around your vehicle. Now, I know this eliminates a lot of stuff. I understand. Believe me, how I understand. But if you're dealing with issues, you just can't go to the photo subject. Start shooting more from your vehicle. You may have to change what you're shooting, but you can do a lot. When I was having the biggest difficulties with my breathing, I could not walk more than 50 feet without wheezing really bad. 100 feet was like maximum, and I'd have to stop and take a rest and breathe and recover. So I started shooting more from my vehicle. I could still shoot elk and bear and wolves. I could still shoot lots of birds and all this stuff. You just had to be a little bit more thoughtful ahead of time. You just had to know what side of the road to pull up on. You had to know where pullouts were. You had to know where you could pull into with a vehicle and wait for something. You had to figure some of this stuff out, but it is possible. I know a number of people who are getting up there in age or, again, have health issues that shoot a lot from their vehicles. And it works. They get some amazing shots. Yes, sometimes they have to leave their vehicle, but they prepare for it. So learn to shoot more from your vehicle than getting out and going for long walks. The next thing, take a lightweight folding chair or a folding stool so that you can sit on. Take a monopod that will carry the weight of your camera while you're shooting. If you have to, sit down, fold up your monopod so it's at the right height while you're sitting, and use the monopod to support the camera weight. This is especially important if you're using big lenses. And this is one of the areas that people struggle with big lenses, is that they're just too heavy. I can carry it, but I just can't hold it for hours on end. Don't worry about carrying it. Get yourself a good monopod. Now, if you want, get a tripod. I find tripods are so heavy to get a good one, or they're so expensive that I prefer a monopod 99% of the time anyways. I just can't justify carrying the tripod or expending that much money for the tripod. I'm just a monopod guy many times over. But if you like a tripod, buy the lightweight ones. Buy the really good lightweight ones. If they're under like $300-400 here in Canada, or probably $200 in the US and other places, I'd say they're not good enough quality. You want to buy the expensive ones that are really lightweight, that are sturdy. All right, this one's a big one for a lot of people, and it gets a lot of people upset. That is, sell off some of your big lenses. Sell off the big camera bodies and buy lighter camera bodies. Buy smaller lenses. Perfect example. I've mentioned this many times in other videos when I was talking about my Sigma 150-600 that I have. I saved up enough money to buy the Canon 600mm f4 lens. I saved up for years, saved up for years, saved up for years. I saved up even when I was sick with the lung disease. Finally, I got enough money in the bank to go out and buy that lens. At the time, it was $14,999 here in Canada. I saved up enough money for that. I went out, I tried the lens, I tried carrying the lens, and it was a heavy sucker. Really heavy. Not only was it heavy, but in order to carry it, you had to have something heavy to carry it in. It wouldn't fit in just a normal backpack. It was a heavy beast. I could not do it. So that's actually what at that time took me to the Sigma 150-500. I tried that. It was much lighter, much lighter. The quality was good. It was, as I've said before, and you can watch those videos, I think the quality is as good in many ways as the Canon lenses. It worked well for me. I liked the quality and everything. The lightness was the selling point, so I bought that. When the 150-600 came out, it wasn't much more weight, and I bought that, and I've had it since, and I love it. It's lighter. I still do have the extended grip on my cameras where I carry 2 batteries. I could take that off and save some weight there because I'll not only be carrying 1 battery. I like that because when I'm shooting vertical, it's easier for me to hold the camera this way than to have my hand twisted like this and going like this when my shoulder's sore and so on and so forth. So I like the extended grip, and I do like the second battery on my DSLRs just so that I do have them. So I have that extra power so I'm not running back to the vehicle. So I do like that, but I could shed that weight as well. And finally, just like I've said before, take your time. Just relax. Understand that you may not be as fast as the guy next to you. You may not be able to race to that waterfall and back in the same amount of time that the other people do. Don't worry about it. Just enjoy photography. Get out there, take some pictures, and enjoy it. So till next time, have a great day. Get out there and enjoy taking pictures, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.